Sonic is one of my favorite franchises next to Mario, Zelda, and Kingdom Hearts. I love the franchise for various reasons, but no franchise is perfect. Sonic has a few games I personally dislike, so keep in mind this is my personal list. Let me know what you think of this list in the comments below. Let's get started. Sonic Drift bottom line, it's just not a very good game. It's very uninspiring and it literally has nothing to offer. It tried to be Mario Kart at some point and somehow managed to be very far from it and even made it worse. There's only a few tracks and they all pretty much are the same, and all of the characters don't really do anything special. I feel like this game was just made in a week. It just feels very lazy. Older game or not, it was pretty lazy and uninspiring. There just really isn't much to this game, so there isn't really much for me to say about this game. That's how kind of shallow it is. Sonic and the Secret Rings is the first exclusive Wii title, developed as a contrast to Sonic 06. This game is an on-rails running game for the most part. It's temple run before temple. This game is very annoying to play due to the control scheme with holding the Wii Remote sideways and having to use motion control to control Sonic's movements. It's not executed very well. Like most Sonic games, this game brought great music and CGI cutscenes. I will say though, the final boss section of this game was epic, but because of the core gameplay, this game just isn't really that fun, and it only gets fun when you unlock more abilities later on into a game. Honestly, that's not how a game should be. And on top of that, how could anyone expect to get past the first 5 levels of this game with the horrendous controls? And plus, you don't even do most of your work besides going side to side and maybe homing attack a couple times throughout the stage. On rails is just not really fun when it doesn't give you very much to do.
Young Mojio.
First off, I have to say, why does this game exist? This game is extremely pointless and somehow also has a plot to it. Eggman is up to no good like always, but this time the characters just fight each other and race to see who can get the Eggman first. The gameplay of this game is really stale. They all run and jump, you know, like you would in every other game. There isn't much unique gameplay between the characters going on. And just bottom line, it's just not very fun or appealing game. The good thing about this game that they brought us was somewhat of the music. Like for example, Race to Win, which is an enjoyable song in the Sonic series. This game just did an extremely bland on-foot racing game that doesn't have much to offer. It's a very unappealing story. I mean, it is a racing game, but still, it's like they didn't really try. And the gameplay just isn't really that fun. But it is a PSP game, and I guess I just wanted to get something out on the PSP. Now this game, I can't even lie, it's just kinda sad. It's a Mario Party knockoff. Sonic in most aspects never really tries to steal what Mario mainly has. Because of that fact, Sonic can't really do what Mario does because of the properties of Sonic are different. Technically, Sonic could do more than what they can do in Mario games, at least not in terms of platforming. But in this instance, in this spin-off, Sonic quite literally takes Mario Party and slaps Sonic on it. And this game even dared to have a plot. Sonic and friends get sucked into imaginary world. Okay. And overall, it's just not a very fun or revisable game at all to play, or even with friends. Actually, maybe with friends. It could be fun because of how hilariously bad it is. I could easily pull out Mario Party 8 and play that instead, even though to me, that was the last good Mario Party game. Sonic Lost World is a game quite a few people are actually mixed on. I'm more towards the negative side when it comes to this game. To me personally, Sonic Lost World just tried way too many things at once, and I felt it really hurt the game way too much. Sonic Lost World did have fun moments, but honestly speaking here, I hate this game. It's mainly because of the gameplay being really fun at first, but then after the first world or two, the game just goes extremely downhill. With Sonic's lack of speed and run button being a thing as well, the game just had no sense of momentum to me, and it felt like the only real momentum was the spin dash. And what really made me dislike the game was the level design. They tried the whole cylinder no gravity aspect thing that Super Mario Galaxy games have done, and as well as the canceled Sonic game Sonic Extreme. And the game would have random difficulty spikes. It's so random, and just the bosses were also extremely easy. And then sometimes they would have some actual challenge to them, and it's just random difficulties. What I did really like was the way Sonic controlled, minus the run button. I feel like if they use that style of gameplay again and flesh it out more, it'd be pretty good. And no, I don't consider it to be somewhat of the adventure style. It's not at all. It has similar aspects to it, but it's not the adventure style. It does way too much different to be part of the adventure style. Go compare them. Shadow the Hedgehog is a very interesting game. It's not a good game, but it's very interesting. It does some cool things like letting you play as Shadow and use his powers and abilities, and the story is semi-okay. What really knocks this game down is the gameplay. They gave Shadow guns and it's just very awkward. And I'm gonna say this now, Shadow the Hedgehog is a bad game, but it's a fun game, if that makes any sense to you. What kinda is annoying about this game is the multiple endings. If you want 100% this game, there's at least more than 10 endings. I'm not kidding. This game is just a huge cluster of content that's not properly organized and executed well at all. And I don't think it's a good game, and for some reason Shadow says curse words because they thought it was gonna be an edgy thing that teen kids would like. And also this game is rated E10+, somehow. This game is extremely frustrating to me due to the fact that they thought this was an okay follow-up from Sonic 1, 2, and 3. This game has so much wrong with it. First of all, it feels like a shovelware game. That's how bad it is. The physics are broken, the music sucks, it doesn't do anything unique or different, and on top of all of that, it's extremely short and split into more than one episode. I will say, episode 2 was much better and it's a passable game. But this game in my book is not passable. It does everything a normal classic game would do, but much, much worse. Somehow. And I don't understand who thought this concept was a good idea. And I'm also not a fan of the graphic and art style and the direction they went with this game in general. And there is a huge abundance of boost pads and springs all in this game. And it's, this game. I literally have no clue how to start this. This game is just a big no. It's dumbed down Sonic Riders with horrible, and I mean horrible, Xbox motion controls. The game doesn't even register half of what you do. It's extremely bad, and that's exactly what's wrong with the game. And there's no depth. I don't even know what else to talk about. This game's just not fun, and it's just bad. I just want to get over with this quick. Oh yeah, this game has a story too. Yeah. But my biggest gripe with this is how you gonna play the game if it doesn't even work? You don't even use the controller. You use your body to control the game on a little snowboard Xbox Connect. I'm done with this. Oh my lord, how do I start this one? Sonic 06 could be considered the worst Sonic game and one of the worst games of all time by many fans and non-fans. This game has so much wrong with it. Underdeveloped plot, lackluster and broken gameplay, the bugs, oh god, the bugs and glitches are bad. This game suffers from so much in so many areas. It's not a finished game by any means. It was rushed by the developers, had a split up development team. Yuji Naka, the producer and creator of Sonic, left Sega during the game's development, and they had to get it out before a certain time period, and it was just like they didn't even play test the game. And gameplay wise, it isn't super fun. It's clunky and it's basically the most broken version of the adventure game. It doesn't work well at all. Nothing in the game works relatively well. There is always something around the corner that ruins the experience of this game. This game has no room to breathe and it's sad. If they had everything they needed and no issues, this game could have been an okay game. Minus the story and writing, it's still pretty much would be pretty bad. It's fair to say 06 is not even a video game, it's a soundtrack. Sonic 06 is a soundtrack. It's the only good thing about the game is the music. And oh god, how could I forget this?
When the fuck was that?
Remember how I said 06 is a soundtrack? Well, this game is literally nothing. It's a TV show. The game doesn't even exist, and it shouldn't even exist. This is the absolute worst Sonic game. To me, it's worse than 06. It's just as bad as 06, but even further. Glitches. This game takes it to the next level, and it takes it a step further with an even bigger abundance of glitches. One glitch was so insane you could skip 1 or 2/3 of the entire game, and this was called the Knuckles Infinite Jump glitch. Glitches aside, this game manages to be even worse in terms of writing, and even worse in terms of gameplay. This game tried to be Jak and Daxter Sonic, and it doesn't work at all. Everything in this entire game is shallow. It's so bad, it's just not even a real Sonic game. It's just a generic broken mess of a game that has no good music or anything to really do with Sonic besides having his name slapped on the title of the game. The game is a disgrace to Sonic and video games in general. There's a huge story of why this game turned out the way it is. My boy Shadowstick, another YouTuber, made a whole video on it, and I'll link that down below. It was a very interesting and in-depth video. And those are my top 10 worst Sonic games of all time. Let me know what your guys' top 10 worst Sonic games are in the comments below, and make sure you check out my top 10 best Sonic games of all times video. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Make sure to comment if you enjoyed and let me know what you think, and like and subscribe if you want some more.